Oh, hello. Hi.
Hi, are you Mia?
Yes.
Hi, Mia. Nice to meet
You
you.
too.
I'm Lachey. I'm your social worker today.
Okay.
Basically, I just work here at the Student Counseling Services, and here we basically just talk to any students who we feel might be having any difficulties, whether it's in education or at home,
Okay.
anything like that. So you're here today because you were referred by one of your teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said that you're kind of like slipping in your grades. When you do presentations, you really don't seem as intrigued, and you really kind of just been a little antisocial in class. And he said he usually raises your hand a lot. So, basically, do you know what confidentiality is?
Basically, like anything we talk about will just be between you or whoever else I talked about it with.
Right. So, confidentiality, since we are going to be speaking today, whatever you tell me is just keeps between us. Like, I don't have to tell anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. The only reason I don't have to report anything is if you want to harm yourself or harm someone else, okay?
So you won't go back and tell my professors?
No, I won't go back and tell
Okay.
professors, family, anybody about your information that we discussed in this session today.
Okay.
So basically, just what's going on with your schooling? Like, how is everything in your class? Because your teacher did mention you're antisocial, like I said.
Well, I'm usually like an outgoing person, which is why my teachers probably noticed that I've been off. But I don't know. I think like everything that's going on in my personal life is really stressing me out and it's affecting my schoolwork and my performance in class.
Okay, you said your personal life, like friends or
Friends, mostly like my relationship, my financial situation is also putting a hold on my feelings and mostly my boyfriend and my financial situation.
Okay, well, tell me more about your relationship with your boyfriend. How's that working out for you?
Stressful. Well, we've been together for like a year and a half, and we recently just broke up. Like, got into a big like altercation, and I just feel as though we shouldn't be together anymore. But I'm trying to hold on to it because he helps me a lot financially.
Yes.
You know, I'm here out of state, and I don't want to call on my parents for help.
Right, right. You don't want to call up your parents for help. So do you usually ask your parents for money a lot, or how's your relationship with them?
My family's pretty, well off. My dad would help me if I needed to ask him for anything, but I've been doing fine without them because I've had my boyfriend there to help me pay with the rent and groceries and things like that. But now that we're not together, that's a big burden that I'm having because how am I gonna get that stuff paid for?
Right. You mentioned your dad, but what about your mother?
I mean, we have a good relationship too, but my dad is pretty much the head of the household when it comes to finances.
Right. And he said that you're kind of like behind on finances. So have you thought about looking for a roommate?
I thought about looking for a roommate, but I don't really want to work and be in school at the same time, That would mean I'll have to work to get the money to pay. Where now my boyfriend was actually paying the whole rent. So I was looking into like on campus housing maybe, and I wanted to know if you could recommend somewhere that I could live on campus or like apartments on campus, off campus or something.
Right. Well, definitely the Newport News University apartments, they do work with students. And just to clarify, you are a junior, right?
Right, yes.
Right. And actually, how's everything going in your major since you would be like graduating soon and everything like that?
My GPA is definitely good, but after this semester, I don't really know how my grades are going to affect my GPA, which is another thing I'm worried about because I do want to go to grad school after I leave here. So.
And what do you plan to like aspire in your career in grad school and everything like that?
Well, I'm a psychology major, so I want to eventually do clinical psychology, working with children who maybe have like disabilities or helping their parents cope with them having those disabilities.
So you want to work with children who have disabilities go into psychology.
Right.
So the mental, well, the physical part of
Right.
psychology. So like
Right.
school
Right.
psychology, everything like that. Okay, so tell me more about your friends and how they like affect you. Like, do you guys do homework together? They have the same major as you. Like, how did you meet them and stuff?
Mm, I came here alone with nobody, so I just know my boyfriend really. Like, it's just
Mhm.
been us. We've been super tight from the beginning. That's a year and a half. So I met him second semester of my freshman year, and then we started dating after that. So I'm kind of secluded off to with him. So
Mhm.
that's why I'm so depressed and so down because I don't have anyone else to lean on to.
Right. So when you were with your boyfriends, what were some of the arguments that you guys would have or problems?
He would just make me feel like I'm not beautiful or like my self esteem. He would really make my self esteem go down. Like, make me look at myself twice, look at my body, and make me feel like I'm not good enough.
Mhm.
Like, he would really, really hurt my feelings.
So he would just say really mean comments to you verbally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how do you personally feel about yourself and your own self-esteem?
I thought I was fine. Like, people like my personality in class. I'm very bubbly, and I thought I never looked at myself in an odd way. But since recently those arguments with him,
Mhm.
I don't think I'm pretty or beautiful or nothing.
You don't think you're pretty, beautiful, anything. So
Mm-mm.
is it someone that you usually just talk to like on a daily basis about how you're feeling about anything lately?
No, I keep it all bottled up.
You do? Do you feel like you have a special way to like portray your emotions like drawing or talent, singing,
I do
or
like
even
to.
religiously?
Yeah, I do go to church. That's something that I've been doing since I was back at home with my family. So
Mhm.
I too do constantly go to church every Sunday. There's a church nearby campus that I go to try to keep my religious faith up.
Right, and you find church just really supportive, and you go
Right,
every
yeah.
Sunday and Wednesday, or just
I usually go Sundays. Wednesdays I have class, so I can't really go. But Sundays I make sure that I go.
okay. And is there anybody that you relate more specifically to in church to talk to or express yourself, or
There's youth groups there, and sometimes the counselor of the youth group, like the head of the youth group, I can talk to her a little bit, but it's not that much time for me to really talk to her before the session starts.
right? You said it's not really that much time to talk to her before the session starts.
Right.
What about afterwards? Just just telling her, hey, what's going on.
I guess I can look into doing that.
Right. So how's everything going on with your health wise, physically and mentally?
Physically, I do think I've gained a lot of weight,
Mhm.
and that's another factor which is helping like me feel this way that I do about my body. It's really my weight, my self esteem. It's just too
Have you had
much.
any pains at all or recent doctor's appointments?
No, I haven't went to the doctor recently. Um, I guess I should. Sometimes I have a few things going on, like girl wise, but I don't really go to the
What about
doctor.
getting a good sleep at night? How do you sleep at night?
My sleeping patterns have definitely been off. I've been up late nights, 3 a.m., doing assignments, cramming,
Hmm.
thinking about my relationship, thinking about how I'm going to afford to live next month, and I'm just up all types of
So
nights.
when you're up, you just are you doing something active or you just is your mind just racing?
Yep, my mind's just racing, and that's why I can't focus on my assignments.
Because it's just a lot going on.
Yes.
Okay, so you are a junior, so you haven't tried to get involved in any organizations or anything like that on campus since you've been here.
No, but I've seen a few that I would love to, express my interest in or learn more about. but I
Mhm.
just haven't found the time, and I don't feel like adding on another stress right now would be
Mhm.
good. So until things are more mellowed, I think I should wait to join anything.
Okay. And as far as talking to someone, do you have siblings or your only child?
I have one sibling, a sister,
Mhm.
but she is grown. She's older than me, and she lives in New Jersey with her husband.
Okay. And how's your relationship with your sister since you're here and she's there?
It's kind of distant. We don't talk much. She's newly married, so she's in her own like little bubble.
How was it when you two were growing up together?
We were pretty close. Our parents treated us both the same. She's 6 years older than me, but we were close.
You were close. So you said your sister's 6 years older than you, right?
Right,
So I know like she was probably like 16 and you were 10. So did
right.
she was in high school? Did she take you to like parties and stuff? You could confide in her whenever.
Yeah, I would tell her certain things, but she's more by the books than I am. So I would
Mhm.
always think that she would judge me, but she really wouldn't. But I would just think because she's older, she's gonna look at me some type of way.
Okay. You said she look at you some type of way. So is she
Yeah,
like a perfect role model for you?
I think so. She's someone I look up to. Like her and her husband, I thought that was gonna be me and my boyfriend. Well, my ex-boyfriend.
Your ex boyfriend. So you and your ex boyfriend are y'all communicating at all now since he recently moved out?
I think what's best is that I just move on because he's making my energy be more negative, and I'm trying to learn how to be in positive spirits. So
Mhm.
I don't think he's helping me in any way except financially.
Mhm. And you said sometimes he just puts you down with your self esteem. Does
Yeah,
that sometimes make you angry?
very angry to the point where I'm just so upset. Like in class, that's when my professors probably recommended me to come to see you because I'm
Mhm.
just be so heated.
So when you're in class, like what are you thinking about since your teacher said you're more
I'm
distant?
definitely not thinking about anything they're talking about. I'm completely checked out of school. I'm
Mhm.
thinking about, like I said, my financial situation,
Mhm.
my self esteem, and just getting myself back how I used to be.
Like how you used to be. How were you before
Happy,
everything with your boyfriend?
bubbly, happy. I can talk to anybody. I know how to crack a good joke. My professors respected that I know how to be professional and still have fun at the same time and get
Mhm.
my work done.
You said your professors knew everything. You were bubbly,
Right.
happy. So when you were going, when you were happy, like you said, what who did you hang around back then, or was you still more?
I guess before my boyfriend, I did have two good friends here on campus,
Mhm.
but I kind of like secluded myself once I got with him. Like
Mhm.
distance myself from my friends. I don't know if it was him that caused me to do that or just myself. So I don't really have any close friends. Some acquaintances, yeah, but no close friends.
Okay, so I know you said when you were growing up, you were really close with your sister. So would you say like you kind of hung around her friends when you were little? Or did you have your own?
Mm, she tried to include me so I could learn certain lessons. She was very by the book, so she wanted me to see how things happened before it happened to me. So I would say, yeah, she included me with her friends. I hung out with her friends more than my own friends.
You hung out with her friends more than your own friends.
Right, yeah.
Right. So would you say you have a more mature mindset sometimes?
I do. I would say that. I would say that. Maybe that's why me and my boyfriend don't work out.
Okay. Now, since we've been talking and everything like that, I do see like the major influences in your life. I would definitely say your boyfriend, finances, because you are a full time student,
Right.
and you know working can be limited and everything like that. And then I will also say, just working on yourself, like your self esteem, and sometimes, like just being more social, like talking to other people.
Right.
Like you said, going to talking to the youth groups at church or talking to anybody at church, frankly, that you feel comfortable with. Even if it's your professors in class, sometimes just talking to them can be like a really big impact. And you never know, like someone is always willing to give you a helping hand. And I know you said that you don't want to call your dad because of finances. So how is your relationship with your father when you're not speaking financial situations?
Um, that's regular.
Mhm.
He's really proud that I'm in school, so whenever I call him or whenever I don't call him, he knows I'm busy with school. So it's no like negativity there. He knows that I'm busy with school. That's why I don't call as often. I think
Mhm.
we have a pretty good relationship.
So you said you don't call as often,
Hmm.
and when you talk, you're just talking about school and stuff.
Right.
Right, and he's like more head of the household.
Right. Yes.
Okay, so how is conversations when you talk with your mother and stuff?
My mom tries to get me to be super close with her and tell her like all this stuff that I'm telling you, but
Mhm.
I just don't want to talk to her about it because I feel like she will compare me to my sister.
Oh, she would compare you to your sister because it's only you and your sister, right? And
Right.
then your mom and dad. You said your dad usually just takes charge.
Right.
So what about grandparents?
My grandparents, one of them passed away, my grandmother.
Is that on your dad's side or your
On my
father?
mom's side. She
Okay.
passed away about 5 years ago. She had cancer. My grandfather's still alive, but he lives out of state also. And we have a pretty cool relationship. My grandfather has a young spirit, so we
Mhm.
have a cool relationship. On my dad's side, my grandfather's passed away actually 2 years ago, my
Mhm.
freshman year. And my grandmother, she's still living, and she actually lives about 2 hours away from here.
How did your grandfather on your dad's side pass away?
He also had cancer. He had lung
Oh.
cancer.
So your grandmother on your mom's side passed away from cancer,
Right.
and your grandfather on your dad's side passed away from cancer.
Right.
Oh, okay. So, mm. So did your mother have any siblings? Or
My mother has one brother, older brother,
mhm.
4 years older than her, and my father has one sister and one brother, and my father is the middle child.
Oh, your father's the middle child.
Hmm.
Okay, and then you said your mother has one
Older
older
brother.
brother,
My
and that's it.
uncle. Yeah.
Oh, so how is your mother? How is your relationship with your uncle?
Uh, I would say regular.
Mhm.
My relationship with my uncle on my dad's side is way more better.
Right.
Like,
So since you have an uncle and aunts and you have two grandparents alive, you don't do you feel comfortable with asking them for any other finances other than your father?
I feel like I want to do stuff by myself.
You just want to do stuff on your
Yeah,
own.
like I don't want to just keep asking them. I wouldn't be keep because I don't ask them for stuff, but I feel like when I do, that shows them that I'm not ready yet to be out there by myself.
Be ready. You mean like when you
Graduate.
graduate?
Mhm.
Right. So you are graduating next in 2018.
Mhm.
How do you feel about your major so far? Is
I
it
feel
everything that you want it to be, or because I know sometimes students get into it and they might want to change it. So do you feel like your major is
I definitely feel like it's a good major for me, especially when I'm going through something like this.
mhm.
It allows me to see how I can help somebody else who's going through something. You know, a family who's going through something with their child, or a child who's just going through something. So I definitely think that my major is fit for me.
Okay, that's good. You have a good fit with your major being psychology, right?
Right.
Okay, so definitely. So I think since we've been talking to get you more at a better peace of mind, since you say that you are more angry and you kind of don't want to ask your family for money.
Right.
How about we just set some minor goals
Okay.
that you can probably be able to reach probably in the next 1 or 2 weeks, and then we just keep making continuous progression.
Okay.
So what about the first issue probably being financially?
Right.
So I know you said you don't want to ask anyone for money, and you also don't want to work as much because you're a full-time student, and that can kind of interfere with graduation. So do you have any goals in mind, maybe budgeting or saving money more?
Well, I didn't mention to you that I do get an allowance from my
Oh,
parents.
okay.
Every 2 weeks,
Mhm.
they'll send me $100.
So they send you $100 every 2 weeks.
Right. I don't know who it comes from, my mother, my father, but it's always just in there.
It's just
100.
deposited into your
Right.
account.
So that money I try to use or save really for
Mhm.
groceries or in case of emergency if I need something like for my class or like buy a blazer or something like that.
Mhm.
But budgeting, I guess I could budget that money better, you know.
What do you usually if it's not something like essential like groceries or paying bills, what do you usually spend your money on?
Sometimes I'll go like to the mall.
I understand. That's okay. Going to the mall.
Or like going out to eat with like my boyfriend, and sometimes I will pay because he usually would pay. So sometimes I will just pay for it. But I guess we could have ate inside.
So budgeting more. Okay.
Right.
So how about we say, because you get $100 every 2 weeks, let's say you just keep a specific portion for spending money on going out into the mall. Maybe say probably out of that $100, you only probably spend about $30 every 2 weeks.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
do that. $30 is not bad.
Right. Okay. Good. And your other problem that you really kept putting emphasis on would probably be the the boyfriend, your
Right.
relationship. Right. So you said you two are you're not talking right now, and he would sometimes put you down, and you didn't like the way he was talking to you.
Yeah, I definitely think that relationship is not gonna help me progress.
Okay, so what would you say would probably be a goal to maybe just start like focusing on like more yourself
I
and
think I will first need to come to a closing with him.
mhm
I want to get to the point where I can have a conversation with him and let him know, like, hey, we had a good time.
mhm
I respect you, but I don't think we're made for each other right now.
okay, so you would just like to sit down and just get more at a conversing level without all the arguing
Yep,
and all the
exactly.
bickering and stuff like that. And then I'll probably say another goal we could work on to definitely get you at a better place would probably be just working on your own personal self-esteem.
Right.
Self-esteem is like a big thing because it's how you feel about yourself. Confidence level has to do with everything from your education to career. So what would you say could probably boost your self-esteem, like your outlook and viewpoint on yourself?
I really want to start by like getting this weight down a little bit.
Okay,
That
so
would really make me feel better because he used to reference that, so I need to just.
you said he used to reference that?
But I still want to do it for myself too.
Okay, so working out. That's
Right.
actually a good goal because working out is actually a good stress reliever, and everything that's going on is nothing wrong with work getting stress out.
And they have some classes here on campus that I can
Oh,
go
like
to.
fitness classes?
For
Um,
free.
for free.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say is your favorite fitness class to take?
I like Zumba,
To
something with
date.
dancing, or like even the ones that maybe like yoga. I've never tried it before, but I can try it.
Okay, we can go with yoga. All right, perfect. So, we can definitely get those goals out. So I said we would do budgeting, and basically we would just take the action for that, spending $30, maybe every 2 weeks at the mall, going
Mhm.
out, and basically with friends, and then the boyfriend, well, your relationship wise, you
Yeah.
guys would just try to have a like a normal state, like sit down without arguing, bickering, and just see basically like where each other's coming from. And then your last goal was for yourself to raise your self esteem. Basically, just be working out Zumba or yoga because you said the class does offer free lessons for you, right?
Mhm.
Okay, okay, great. So when you do all of these things, it's actually really like beneficial to you and everything like that. So what would you say is excuse me, what would you say is probably like one more goal just because you really expressed that you don't really talk to your family as much. So what would you probably say is another goal just to get you like more
Mm,
conversing with your family? Because I know you said you and your sister were really close growing up, so it's kind of distant now. Like,
right. I guess I am the one that keeps the relationship between my family members kind of like, so
mhm,
I can put in more of an effort to call more or send a text every few days,
mhm,
call every few days,
yeah.
I can definitely do that.
Okay, so we can work everything out by you said sending emails, text messages.
Yeah.
I know that works more with the young people and phone calls and everything like that. Maybe you can what about aunts, uncles, grandparents too? Not just
Yeah.
the immediate family.
Yeah, I can call my uncle some more. Like I said, we're really close. We kind of talk often. So I can do the same for my other uncle that I'm not as close with. Or my aunts, we pretty much have a steady relationship. They'll call me maybe once every 2 weeks, and I'll call them maybe once every month or something like that.
Okay, great. So we can definitely put that down just for talking with your family more. So basically, in today's session, we just went over everything that's been going through your mind, from education to your religion, and you said that's really supportive, and your problems going on with your family, and
Hmm.
then you have issues like with your boyfriend and everything like that, and you also working on yourself as well as a young woman. So we came up with these four goals. They're basically mini goals to lead up to a even bigger goals,
Right.
which is you just working more like on yourself and progression and everything like that. And these are really great goals. So like I said, we just went through the goals and everything like that, and we can work more towards them next week and see how everything is doing with that. So today is November 15th, it's Tuesday,
Hmm.
and we met around 7 o'clock. So, how would you feel about meeting at the same time around next Tuesday and you letting me know how everything is going?
Yes, Tuesdays work for me because of my schedule. Yeah, Tuesdays work for me.
Oh, and also, you were telling me earlier in the session about getting recommended for living on campus.
Right.
We actually have a pamphlet downstairs to help students with that. So as I'm walking you out, I can give you that pamphlet.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Right, and then we can get everything set up with that and everything. So I'm gonna definitely see you Tuesday, the same time next week, which is a week from now. And then we're just gonna basically catch up on how the goals are doing, your stressors, um, and everything that's influenced you right now,
Hmm.
and how's your relationship going with your family. So basically, we can just talk about all of this next week, and
So will we only meet once a week, or can we meet like twice a week?
well, it depends on whichever one is more comfortable for you because you are a new client,
Hmm.
and sometimes I know that people can be more not as wanting to open up. So we can make it every twice a week if you're more comfortable with that. So today is Tuesday, so I can push it more closer. It can be Thursday.
Okay.
So
Cause you made me feel really comfortable, so I would like to meet twice
twice
a
a
week.
week. Okay, so Thursday. And what time are you available on Thursday?
Thursday I can do like 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Okay. PM, right?
Yes.
And you could just come here back to the Virginia State University Counseling Center, and we can just see. I can see how you're doing. Like I said, your stressors, influences, and how your goals are working out for you.
Okay.
Right. So I just want to thank you for our session today.
Thank you so
Right.
much.
Okay, and I'm gonna go get you that pamphlet. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.